B. Jensen, the former World Under-21 champion, goes from gate 3. And on the outside, it's Andreas Johnson, the Swede for Coventry. That's the lineup. The starting marshal will move them away. The referee tonight will be anxious. White and yellow and black. Man in red there on the inside, Michael Carlson for Wolverhampton, first race. Starting marshal walks away. Out go the tapes and away on the inside. Michael Carlson keeps it down, gets to the apex of the bend. Following him all the way is Greg Hancock. Hancock picks it up on the outside. Right to the back is Jesper Jensen. Back in third place, Andreas Johnson. He's going all over the track. And Michael Carlson has got this sorted out in front. He'll keep his leathers clean and he will hold it. Difficult for Hancock in second place. The spray is going all over the riders behind them. Already out there is Jesper Jensen. A dreadful start for him. And now, well, his cause is going to have to be taken by that man, Michael Carlson, in front to get a 3-all if he holds it there.
Yes, you can see all that spray coming up from the bikes as they're going round. If the rain keeps off, this will clear, but we're going to get this for a few heats before we get down to the base of the track and all that wet gets thrown to the outside.
Times will be slow. Riders have to be careful. Michael Carlson is being careful there in front because he knows he's going to win this bar a mistake. And Michael Carlson will get the cheers of the Wolverhampton fans as he comes round that top bend, nipping the spray to take the checkered flag, take the heat victory in front of the two Coventry riders. And that's going to be a 3-all for the first heat, despite the home win for Michael Carlson. He'll be delighted with that performance. His teammate and partner, Andreas Johnson, Jesper Jensen, struggling somewhat. But that man, Michael Carlson, knows it.
Oh, it's terrible at the moment. It's very hard to ride. As the top surface goes off, you know, and there's a little bit of grip underneath and makes it really hard to ride.
Yeah, it's although obviously it's very, very wet, but it has stopped raining. Do you think that the track will improve?
Yeah, I think it will improve unless it cuts up or something like that. I mean, the wet is always going to be a problem tonight, sure. I think, and just have to do some grading maybe.
Yeah. How important do you think gate 1 was then?
Oh, it was I don't know, 70%.
Right.
I would say.
Sure.
Important.
Just enabled you to get, although Greg was level with you were able to dictate the first corner.
That's it. I mean, it's hard for Greg in that position to fight with me under those conditions, you know, to try and get over me. Could have ended up in a crash or...
What sort of changes, if any, will you make now you've seen the conditions, and what will you be telling your buddies?
That the track is slick, and I have to get the slick set up on the bikes and just look out, you know. Important with the start, that's what I'll tell them.
All right, well done again. We'll let you get back to the pits. And
Scott Robson for Coventry. Richard Jewell, the Dane, the 28-year-old for Wolverhampton, goes from gate 2. Sean Tacey, who we've seen in such splendid form for Coventry Reserve, goes from gate 3. On the outside, the debut-making 36-year-old Daryl Keats from Sheffield. There's the lineup. Sean Tacey going from gate 3 in yellow here. Starting marshal walks away. Up go the tapes, they fly. A fly too for Richard Jewell, the Dane, for Wolverhampton in front. His teammate and partner stuck at the back, that's Daryl Keats. But coming through in yellow and black there is Sean Tacey. The chase is on, but it's tied to the back where you've got space on the track out front. It's safe and sure for those battling. Well, with one lap gone, Richard Jewell is looking classy here, and the rest will nowhere.
Yeah, they're certainly struggling out there. That's Richard Jewell in front. He's having a good ride. He made a good start there. He's staying clean, and that's so important when the track conditions are like this. The lads at the moment out there are just doing the best to stay on these bikes that are bucking and rearing all over the show.
The tear-offs having to come off from their visors, but Richard Jewell in the red helmet colours with 2.5 laps gone is leading this, and he'll provide a second successive heat winner for the home team, Wolverhampton, if it stays like this. But with a lap to go, Richard Jewell's in front, looking down at his machinery, covered in mud and water is Sean Tacey. Back in third place, that is Scott Robson. But out front, Richard Jewell is keeping it down. Richard Jewell is keeping his wheels where they count, and Richard Jewell is going to take the checkered flag in the red helmet colour. Ahead of in yellow, Sean Tacey, looking down at his machine. Third in white is Scott Robson. 3 points apiece for the second successive heat, which makes it Wolverhampton 6, Coventry 6 with 2 heats gone, and Richard Jewell had it right.
As you say, it's very difficult, you know, with all the rain we had, you know, a bit slimy and slippery, but you know, like it makes it a lot easier if you get out in front in the first corner, and like that was what I did, you know. But having said that, you know, a few more races, I think the track would dry up pretty good, and I think we'll get some good racing here as long as the rain stops away.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it's going to be a meaty meeting, as it were, but that's exactly what Michael did as well, isn't it? Got out there first. It's getting the gate, isn't it? If you can make the gate, then hopefully, you know, you can make front line there.
Yeah, obviously, as you say, when you make the gate, you know, like, you fill everybody else in, you know, and you got the advantage straight away, so it was good to make the gate, yeah.
It's nice to see you smiling, Richard. I hope you have a good...
It's Charlie Jader on the inside for Wolverhampton. Paul Hurry, the guest for Coventry, goes from gate 2. Josh Larson, the Wolverhampton guest from Eastbourne, goes from gate 3. And on the outside, it's Stuart Robson in yellow and black for Coventry. That's the lineup. This is heat number 3, and it's... Our starting marshal, Keith Kershaw, walks away. Up go the takes. And away goes Paul Hurry in wide to pick up the apex of the bend. He's taken the man in red, Josh Larson, wide. Now Paul Hurry comes down, and he overcooked it there. And that's a real disappointment for him. And the referee has stopped the race, and we'll have to see who is excluded here, because the exclusion light is on, and the referee has decided to put all 4 riders back in the rerun, deeming bunching, of course, to be the prime cause of the stoppage. Sympathy with the conditions, I'm sure, from our referee tonight, and I'm sure that he will be delighted that, or both teams will be delighted to go with that. Right decision, PC?
Yeah, I think that's the right decision, and we've seen this so often. We can see the start here. When the tapes go up there, the rider in red, Josh Larson, is in the pack, but he gets pushed a little bit wide there by Paul Hurry. Josh runs very wide, but you can see on the inside, Paul Hurry catches the back wheel, and down he goes. You can see this again from a different angle. That's Paul Hurry there. Paul's in the white helmet. When he gets to the turn, he's leading the race. It looks as though he's got it all sewn up, but the rider in blue there takes his front wheel straight away.
Well, it happened right in front of Kelvin Tatum, and I think he has a slightly different view, Kelvin.
Actually, Tony, from where I was looking, Charlie Jeddah just rode straight into the front of Paul Hurry's bike. To be honest, Charlie Jeddah, in my opinion, should have been excluded for that. His bike was misfiring when he just... Look, he's way behind here. And really and truly, he shouldn't have been anywhere near Paul Hurry. He loses control in the middle of the corner here and just runs straight into Paul Hurry's front wheel. To me, that's a classic example of a guy out of control, and it's not first corner bunching, that one.
Well, I'm sure that Paul Hurry won't be too pleased, but Graham Flint is the referee who's made the decision. He's been up Stuart Robson on the outside in yellow and black against the Royals, bordering on the dog track here at Monmouth Green, famous dog circuit this. Mr. Kershaw marches away, and Paul Hurry again gets to the fore. This time the rider in blue, Charlie Jader, way back clear. Hurry picks it up again, and Hurry has done almost a somersault. He keeps his bike on. He will go, he will chase them again, but now out front and making space there, Scott Robson has picked it up for Coventry, ahead of the rider in red, Josh Larson, and this is going to be quite a battle between these two. Paul Hurry is going at the back. He's off in pursuit of Charlie Jader, and half the length of the circuit between them. But look at these two in front here now, because with half the race gone, in front is Stuart Robson in yellow, second place now with Josh Larson, and behind them anything can happen.
Yeah, Stuart Robson's having a great first ride here. It's a bit of a lottery at the moment, that's for sure, but he's got the lead. He deserves this win. He's out there doing things. But what a piece of artistry there from Paul Hurry when that bike flicked round on him.
But now look, Stuart Robson has packed up, and that allows the rider in red to go through Josh Larson. And really, well, somehow Paul Hurry's going to pick up a point here, but Josh Larson is going to win it in red. An extraordinary failure there. Engine failure or whatever, we'll find out in a moment. But that's the maximum to Wolverhampton. Their fans are absolutely delighted, because really, what on earth happened over there? Because Stuart Robson was leading with no problem at all in yellow, and certainly, well, for that man, Josh Larson, 3 points is a bonus.
Yeah, Paul Hurry's the one to watch in this one. Just watch this. He's there in the white helmet. He makes a great start. He's leading the race, looking very, very confident, but gets a lot of grip going into the corner. Totally misses the bend. On that very, very slippy stuff, the bike spins right round, and that was a circus act the way he held onto that bike there. Absolutely perfect balance by him. But later in the race, we can see that again from here. Right round, 360 degrees, lands on his feet, aims the bike right back to the way he wanted to go. Brilliant ride. And here's Stuart Robson. He's leading this race at this point, but when he gets onto the bottom bend here, suddenly his bike totally stops. Something ignition-wise, water in the bike.
Well, all sorts of things happened in that heat, but in our studio, Jonathan Kelvin, I think, have Paul Hurry with him.
Yeah, we do. And if you have to come in and make a replacement for the team captain, you have to make an impact, and you have to say, right in front of us here, that was a great start.
Yeah, a bit of style there. It would have been better if I was out in front and maybe done it and stayed in front.
But you got a point, and that, I think, is the most important part.
Yeah, I got a little bit wound up after the first one, because conditions like this, you have to take a bit of care in your first ride. And I think he went out with all guns blazing and picked up and bailed me. So yeah, I was up for it in that one, but then I made a silly mistake like that.
Well, you obviously were inspired because you had a quick nod as you did that quick pirouette. You had a quick nod at Kelvin.
Yeah, I thought Kelvin might like a bit of style.
I was really impressed, actually. I thought the way he got it down and actually pointing in the right direction and kept it running was just fantastic.
I didn't want to let go of it in case I broke anything, so it's amazing I didn't break anything.
No. Do you think Charlie Jeddah was rather lucky to be in the rerun?
Yeah, I think he was, because first bin bunching is normally when you're bunched, and that's why it's called first bin bunching, but I don't think we were bunched that much then. So yeah, he's a bit lucky to get back in it, but then same for everyone, I suppose.
Was it like you aquaplaned when you sort of got up to the mid-track there? It looked like you just aquaplaned and that's why you spun round.
Yeah, I tried to go through the rough bit there as smooth as I could.
We can see it again, let's take a look.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
I picked up there.
You picked up there.
I tried to correct it, but then I just hit all the sloppy stuff and there's nothing to hold me there.
There we go, look at this, 6 out of 6 for artistic impression here.
Up it goes.
Control with the feet, I like that. I mean, that was Torvill and Dean.
Definitely. That's cool.
And to pick up a point as well.
So.
Anyway, well, you made 2 brilliant starts off of gate 2, so you must be pleased about that, because obviously in the next races you must feel confident about getting off the start.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get out, make the start, and clear off and not get filled in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. It's just, although it's all serious stuff, it's pretty much a bit of fun when it's like this.
All right.
All right, we'll let you get back to the...
Goes from gate 3, the Grand Prix rider for Wolverhampton. And Billy Hamill, the former world champion, goes to the outside. And the Coventry fans here will be looking to him to redress the balance. Remember, it's Wolves that lead by 11 points to 7. Up to Tapes. It's a bit fussy. He walks away now as referee Graham Flint looks down on them. Up go the Tapes and away flies Hamill from the outside. Keeping it down in the end well. Billy Hamill is battling on the outside. Goes round Peter Carlson as if he's standing still. On the inside in yellow is Sean Tacey. Way back now is Daryl Keats. But Billy Hamill's not going to wait for him. Now Billy Hamill's the master of the track. Keats is down at the back, tumbling on the track. His teammate Billy Hamill out front will hope he gets up, and he does now, but there's half a circuit between. And now going through in second place in the red helmet colours there is Peter Carlson, because Sean Tacey was holding it behind Billy Hamill. This will be a heat advantage to Coventry, and certainly Billy Hamill looking impressive.
Yes, Billy's riding a very dominant race here. He's riding a perfect racing line. He's holding it very tight. He's clearing all that wet stuff off. He's found a good line there that's nice and dry, and he's able to keep his wheels on the track and able to get round those corners as quickly as possible.
Billy Hamill able to pick his line. The track getting better and better and getting faster and faster, but the class of Billy Hamill is showing through like a beacon in this heat as he takes the checkered flag in white. In second place, red Peter Carlson. Third in yellow is Sean Tacey. That's a 4-2 to the visitors from Coventry. That's reduced the deficit. It's now 13-11 to Wolves, and Billy Hamill, as predicted in that interview with Susie Perry.
Oh, really good. You know, good time to make a good start out of gate 4. As I was saying, you know, it's pretty tough when you're behind. A lot of roosts coming up, and it's extremely wet. So, yeah, pretty happy with that.
Yeah, you made a good jump off of gate 4 there, but...
Let's take a look at the start again.
Peter, you actually leapt out the start. It's almost like Peter missed it a bit.
I'm lifting too much right there. I'm just trying to get across, but front wheel's still up.
Because Peter's actually got almost got the better of you there.
Yeah, it looked like he hit a rut right there. He parked it a little bit. Maybe he didn't park it. I don't know.
It's weird. He sort of lost momentum and it allowed both you and Sean to get away.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
Peter definitely missed it. He was late dropping the clutch.
Yeah, I mean, I felt
you were
like
too kind to him. You too kind to him.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that was
it looked like
right there. I'm just trying to stay out of his roost because I know if I get filled in, I'm going to slow down 10 miles an hour. So, you know, I got my momentum up in that first turn as it looks.
Sure. But once you got away, it looked like you were sort of attacking the corners and then sort of holding onto the bike fairly hard and then getting your wheels back in line and attacking it. Do you think that's the best policy?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful going into the corners because it is so slimy. I would have liked to went in a little bit harder, but I was trying to attack it as hard as I can due to the track conditions.
All right.
Really an important victory. We've seen sides that get behind early on in the meet and it can be all over very quickly. That was important to get those points back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is always going to be a hard-fought battle. There's a lot of rivalry from many years back, so, you know, we're definitely looking to win here tonight.
All right. Well, that was a perfect start for you there.
Well done, Billy. Well, as you...
By 13 points to 11. There's the lineup. It's Andres Johnson on the inside in yellow and black. He goes, of course, for Coventry. Josh Larson, who won his first heat in red, guest riding for Wolverhampton in the red helmet colours. It's Greg Hancock going in the white helmet colours. And on the outside, Charlie Jeddah for Wolverhampton. This will be an interesting heat with Hancock's lead. Remember, Coventry won the first leg by 6 points. Away they go. And keeping it down well is Josh Larson in red there. Charlie Jader right at the back, coming through in white now is Greg Hancock. Hancock puts the pressure on Larson, and now the battle is joined between the two Americans out front, and we've got a race in prospect. Oh, look at the back there! Looking back is Charlie Jader, because amazing performance by Andreas Johnson there. Saw him fall on the track. He's gone back to pick up his machine. He gets inside. The referee hasn't stopped it. I have to say that Johnson's got off well, and that's to the advantage of his teammate out front there in white, because Greg Hancock's in front. If it had been stopped, there'd been trouble. Yeah, that was very important that Johnson got off the track. He did his very best to get off there as quickly as possible, because the referee would have stopped the race if he hadn't. And of course, Greg Hancock's leading the race right now, so he didn't want to jeopardise that position that he's already got. With a lap to go, Greg Hancock now with some comfort out front ahead of Josh Larson in second place. The United States riders first and second. Back in third place is Charlie Jader. The points are going to be shared in this one. The checkered flag is taken by Greg Hancock. 3 points apiece it is for the heat, and for the third time tonight the points of the heat have been shared. It's 16-14 in favour of Wolverhampton, and Greg Hancock, the heat winner, proves the second successive heat winner for the visitors from Coventry, and they're now well and truly back in the match, although rules lead 16-14. Hancock battled from the start with Larson. Yes, Josh Larson in the red helmet makes a great start there off start position 2, but just look at Greg Hancock coming down there in the white. When they get to the corner, Greg realises he's missed it, so he cuts back early. Now he chops back up the inside. Larson thinks that Hancock's on the outside of him, but there Greg is on the inside. Now he pushes him into that corner a little bit too quick, which makes Larson miss that corner slightly. Greg holds it tight right round the line, but here at the back we can see Andreas Johnson there gets it all wrong, and it was very lucky there that he didn't catch Charlie Jader. Charlie just kept out of that problem, but again, Greg Hancock's out in front there, going for those 3 points, and it looks as though that Hancock and Hamill have got themselves sorted out, and they're riding really well now. Well, we predicted that Hancock and Hamill will be the two men to watch here if Coventry to get something out of this.
I think it was there. Obviously, my fellow countryman there, Josh, made a good start and rode a good line, but he left me a little bit too much room, and I managed to get underneath him. But I don't know, I come back in and I feel like I need a real day job now.
I'm sure someone can sort you out of one of those, but I know we wouldn't be happy. Conditions now, obviously it's still very wet out there, but they do look like they've improved slightly.
It is getting better. It is very wet. Obviously, the rain's causing a lot of problems for us, but the track will dry out as much as it possibly can with the wind picking up. But as long as there's no more rain, I think we'll be okay.
Okay, now in terms of points, a few points behind, what are you saying to the guys?
Right now, it's just a matter of just trying to be positive, you know, trying to stick in there, and let's send those wolves a howling by the end of the night.
Crowd are good here, aren't they?
They're great. I mean, they're obviously, they back their team 100%, and I've heard a few boos out there when my name's mentioned, but that's the kind of stuff that sort of gives us the extra incentive.
It's a friendly battle though, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah, you gotta like it.
Thanks a lot, Greg. Well done.
Goes for the inside gate in blue for Wolverhampton. Billy Hamill from Coventry in white goes from gate 2. Michael Carlson in red for Wolverhampton goes from gate 3. And on the outside, that's Robson, Scott of that version for Coventry. Scott Robson goes on the outside. Well, they're going to have to change gears on the back wheel all through this meeting as the conditions change. Well, away they go. This time Hamill can't keep it down. This time Hamill's back in third and will have to do it on the inside, and does. He comes through, puts some pressure on. Jesper Jensen is out front. Jensen is in front of Michael Carlson. The chance for team riding for Coventry, but Hamill won't let them have too much space, and Hamill is going inside Carlson now. A brilliant ride by the American, which sets him out off for Jesper Jensen. Back, there is nothing in it for Scott Robson, but Billy Hamill is going to battle all the way here, and Billy Hamill will make this a race with 2 laps to go. There's plenty to come. Jesper Jensen's having a great ride in this one, recently back from injury. Billy Hamill's really going after him, but Jensen seems to be holding him off, Tony, at this point. Billy Hamill has got a lap and a quarter to catch the young Dane in front of him, and Billy Hamill is going after him with a vengeance, but it's a truly brilliant ride by Jesper B. Jensen. The 19-year-old, the 21-year-old is going well. Hamill could do it on the last bend if he does. If he gets it tight and picks it up, but Jensen is holding it, and the cheers of the local fans give that to Jesper B. Jensen ahead of Billy Hamill. That's 4-2 in favour of Wolverhampton, the home team, and extends their lead further. They now lead by 20 points to 16, but what a race that was. Jesper B. Jensen showed the qualities there that he possesses, the former under-21 champion, and from the start, well, he picked it up and the battle was on for Hamill. Yes, this is the start there. You can see the rider in blue right down on the inside start position.
Jesper Jensen makes a perfect start, stops Billy Hamill in the white, but Billy chops right back around the inside. But now he's got the two Wolverhampton boys ahead of him, because you can see that Michael Carlson's dived around the outside, but Billy keeps plugging away around the inside, trying so much to hold that inside position. This is the start again. Billy Hamill lifts on the gate. He didn't quite get there because the rider in blue, Jesper Jensen, beat him to it. Michael Carlson looks as though he's leading at this point, but he's on the wide line and he's off the racing line.
Well, he was off the racing line. He's also been off after that on the way to our studio. And Jesper B. Jensen, a superb Danish rider, is in our studio with Jonathan and Kelvin.
Yeah, you remember last time he was in our studio, he had his he had his mad cow haircut, but not today. Serious stuff and serious riding. Great stuff.
Yeah, I made a good gate, you know. I was a bit unlucky in the first race. It's too much water on the track and it went in my ignition, so it blocked out, and I didn't think too much, you know. I should have run back with the bike, so I get my own bike instead of reserve bike, you know, because I couldn't ride that bike, you know, especially not when the track is so hard to race.
Sure. Well, we can see the start again, and perhaps you can tell us a little bit about it, because it was a great battle with you and Billy.
Well, I make the jump and he do too, but I'm on the inside, so I'm on the best position going into the corner.
Sure, it looks like the track actually on the racing line is you're getting a lot more grip now.
Yeah, it's still slick, you know. You're going into the corner with nearly no throttle on, you know, and going around the corner with only half throttle, but out of the corner you're giving full gas, but it still is so tricky to race, you know. If you miss this dry bit, you know, I think you're
so the racing line's really narrow. You've got to make sure you hit it every time.
Yeah, you have to be on line 1.
Right.
Well done again. We'll let you get
Coventry, gate 2, Peter Carlson in red for Wolverhampton. It's Stuart Robson in yellow for Coventry for gate 3. And Richard Jewell, the man who had bike problems, goes to the outside in the blue helmet colours. It's vital for Coventry to get back in this. Paul Hurriot's still in. He now gets them in line. He will march away. Our referee, Graham Frick, will release the magnets of the electrical power. And away goes Peter Carlson to the apex of the bend, pursued by Paul Hurry. Hurry nearly buckles up and does to go back to last place. Now, this is not what Coventry wanted, because they were hoping that Paul Hurry could provide some strength to their team here in place of the absent agent Brian Anderson. But out front now, Peter Carlson is going to stretch this. Richard Jewell is holding up the riders behind him. Richard Jewell in second place, being squeezed a little bit there by Stuart Robson, but Jewell goes away now on that top bend, and with 2 laps to go, it's the home riders from Wolves at 1 and 2. Coventry are struggling. Quite a battle there for second place, but Richard Jewell holding it off at the moment there in the blue helmet colours. Pressure being put on him by Paul Hurry, who's getting going at last. But if this goes to 5-1 the way of Wolves as it looks, then the chance of a double tactical will apply for Colin Pratt in heat number 8, as Peter Collins predicted. It's all happening here at Monmore Green, but away goes Paul Hurry to close that gap. Paul Hurry is through into second place. A tremendous ride by him, but a better ride by the man in front. There in the red helmet colours was Peter Carlson to take the heat. Paul Hurry in second place. The man in third place, Richard Jewell. That's a 4-2 margin in favour of the home team Wolverhampton, who now lead by 24-18. There's the lineup. This is Sean Tacey on the inside. Daryl Keats goes from gate 2. Greg Hancock from gate 3. Jesper Jensen in red goes from the outside. It's going to be tough for Hancock.
Yeah, the way Jesper Jensen went in that last race, he's going to take some beating, and he's on the outside start position, so he really's got to make a good start from the outside. But right next,
went very, very well first time out. As we look across the tapes, nerve ends are jangling. Hancock's across. Hancock gets the jump, and Hancock gets a flyer there from gate 3, and Hancock picks it up. His teammate Sean Tacey's inside him, but going in pursuit is Jesper Jensen. If they can team ride, they can produce the goods, but they've got to get in a position where they can do that. And Sean Tacey can't at the moment, because picking it up on the outside is Jesper Jensen into second place, and Greg Hancock will have to go it alone here, PC.
Yeah, the attempt at team racing's gone by the way now. Greg Hancock's got to go for this one, because Jesper Jensen's really putting them under pressure. He's already gone by Sean Tacey, who also was in that 5-1 position with Greg Hancock on the first corner.
But Greg Hancock has time to look back. He shows his class, he shows his speed down the back straight, he shows his knowledge of the track, and he's opening up an even bigger gap ahead of the second place man, Jesper Jensen. Back in third place is his Coventry teammate Sean Tacey, and tailed off at the rear is the disappointing Daryl Keats, who's a full length of the straight behind Greg Hancock. Hancock is going to take the checkered flag here in white. In second place, Jesper Jensen in red. Third in yellow and black is Hancock's teammate Tacey. That does close the gap now to just 4 points. It's still mighty close because that is a 4-2 in favour of the visitors Coventry. It's now 26-22.
Well, you got to go out there and go for the gusto, get the 3 points, but I tried my best to try and look around and help nurse Sean around to help get the 5-1, but unfortunately it didn't work. Conditions are tough out there.
I was going to say, you went for tactics. We saw you looking, we can actually see the pictures, you saw you looking behind, waiting for Sean to try and catch up, but it wasn't to be. There's a couple of times here, there you go.
That's it. I just had to look back there, and I tried to leave him enough room, but I was also trying to sort of fill Jesper in a little bit when I had the opportunity to try and maybe cover his vision a little bit, but you can see Sean was a little hard on him there, but it wasn't quite enough, I don't think.
No, you were trying to slow the race down to allow Sean to get up alongside you.
Exactly. Trying to give him enough, slow up Jesper so he couldn't get a run on him, but
yeah.
Obviously it's tough out there, you know how it is when it's that greasy, and you just got to find the line.
Greg, 26-22. As we go through the heats, you've got to be in a position where, because obviously you need the bonus point here tonight, if you want to keep your championship hopes alive, where are you going to be? What heat do you need to be leading by?
Well, I tell you what, I mean, it doesn't matter as long as we're leading when the when Heat 15 comes around. You know, it's we need to keep plugging away now. We don't want to let them get more than a couple of points ahead of us, like they just got away a little bit. But we pulled back, and we're just going to keep fighting, you know, right to the end. And you know, we've won a lot of matches in the last race over the years, and let's hope that tonight's going to be done before that last race.
What's the feeling in the team? Because obviously we've been talking about the teams vying now for the Elite League. Do you feel you can still do it?
I do. I really feel like we can. We're struggling a little bit without Brian, obviously, and Andreas has just injured his thumb, so he's out the rest of the meeting. It's going to be hard, but the guys are fighting fit. Sure. You know, their morale's up. Hey, we can do it.
All right. Well, good to hear. Well, sorry to hear about Andres, but that's the way it goes.
Billy Hamill goes to the inside in this one for Coventry. Charlie Jader for Wolverhampton goes from gate 2. In gate 3, it's the reserve replacement, Sean Tacey, who's come in for Scott Robson for Coventry. And on the outside, Josh Larson, the American guest, riding tonight for the home team, Wolverhampton, in place of the absent John Jorgensen. Hamill going on Greg Hancock's machinery. I just wonder how similar is the setup. Away they go, no problem for him there, because Billy Hamill on strange machinery is out in front, and Billy Hamill stretches that lead out of the bend, has time to look back and look at his teammate Sean Tacey going through into second place. Almost coming off there is Charlie Jader. Jader pulls clear. This is just what Coventry want, because if it finishes like this, it'll be 27 all at the end of this heat and plenty to race for. Charlie Jader is off the track and retired down to the back. Josh Larson's in third place, and the Coventry men have to simply stay on, Peter.
If they can hang on to this 5-1 here from Coventry, then it's going to be a great advantage to them. Just what they need at this point during the meeting at Heat 9, but Jader's chain there's broken, so he's out of the running, so it is looking a little bit easier now for Coventry.
Exactly what they wanted as they go into the interval after Heat 9, but it's Billy Hamill on borrowed machinery from Greg Hancock. Out front in the reserve replacement, Sean Tacey. Another master stroke by their team manager, Colin Pratt, as they approach the checkered flag. This will be a 5-1 in favour of the visitors from Coventry, and they will tie it up there with Josh Larson back in third place, Sean Tacey in second, and that's now 27-27, level pegging the bonus point set for Coventry and all to race for, but real disappointment there for that man, Charlie Jader, disappearing off, away back to the pits.
Charlie's walking back to the pits. Again, he shed a chain in that race. This is the start on the inside. What a great start from Billy Hamill on that bike of Greg Hancock's. The bikes that they're riding are very, very similar. Both got the same sponsors, Exide bikes, and Hamill's just pulling away here on Greg Hancock's bike. But the marvellous thing here for Coventry is that Sean Tacey has dived up the inside. He resists that challenge there from Charlie Jader. Charlie almost runs into the side of Tacey as his chain comes off. We can see it happening now. He almost catches Tacey's back wheel. The bike straightens up as it loses his drive. The sparks coming off that machine as the chain is rattling around that back wheel. It's probably damaged the back wheel, but here in front, Billy Hamill, a great ride for him.
Well, Billy Hamill, the hero for Coventry, is now 27 all, and I'm sure it's a happy Hamill in our studio with Kelvin and Jonathan.
Well, he's hero, but it could have well been 0. What happened there? You were furious. I heard you a few exchanges of words.
Yeah, I just, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's an ignition problem or what. I'll find out as soon as I go back, but yeah, you know, it's frustrating when you're ready to go up at the line.
Absolutely.
And then something happens, you know.
That's right. You're pumped up, ready to go, and then crikey, next minute it starts misfiring. And
exactly.
What the hell's going on now?
Yeah, and it's hard to, group your concentration back together.
It's good to see the Hamill-Hancock partnership, though, working as it should. Are you going to use that bike anymore? Because you look pretty good on it.
I know. I was having fun, especially the last couple laps. I thought, oh, this thing feels pretty good. So
looked like it was working really good out here. You were sort of playing with the throttle as you came by.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to have a word with Greg right now.
But it's the same frame, isn't it? So it's, you know, it handles pretty much the same.
Same frame, yeah. We're virtually the same bike, really. You know, apart from engine tuners are different, but he's definitely got a good setup. I'll give him that.
Well, we'll let you go now, see if you can get the same setup for your bike.
From the outside, result stands if they complete 12 heats, but with the weather easing, that doesn't look much doubt about that. This is heat number 10, be in their favour. With Wolves to take the bonus point, they've got to win this by more than 6 points. But this away and left at the tapes there is Paul Hurry. Something went drastically wrong for him, and down they goes, and Paul Hurry could go through. Well, Paul Hurry's still in it. He's now in the lead. The referee has stopped it. There's no doubt Paul Hurry will be in that. All 3 others have fallen down. And Peter Collins. Paul Hurry being left at the start was just the right thing for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Paul will get another chance at this one. I would think that all 4 riders would go back in this rerun. Now, Paul, I think some of the riders are suffering from water in the bikes. Now they've got mud in the clutches. All 4 will go back in the rerun, and you've got to give full credit to the riders for going out there and doing the best under such dreadful conditions. We can see the 3 riders that made it to the first turn there. Michael Carlson comes around the outside. They all go down together, slide off into the fence. Michael Carlson very awkwardly, but hits that fence that took the whole impact and stopped him being injured. It was great to see them all getting up, walking away from that.
But Michael Carlson came right across, Peter. Was he perhaps the architect of his own demise?
Well, Michael came across to that racing line and, you know, really he just slid off and the other boys went down with him. Difficult to say who was to blame at something like that.
Well, I wonder what the lads in the studio think about that.
Slight difference of opinion in this motorbiking mayhem accident. How do you see that, Michael?
I made the gate and I cut across from gate 4 and get into the bend nicely, and then all of a sudden someone just run into me, and that's the way I look at it. But
so is your feeling that someone should be excluded from that heat?
not necessarily excluded, but maybe next time maybe use the throttle a little bit.
What about if we said to you that it might have been your own teammate who did that?
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
No, it's very difficult on these conditions though, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
it's so slippery out there.
I mean, it's difficult for everybody because we can't see, you know, properly. And
yeah, are you having trouble with the tear-offs? I mean, you having to have like 20 tear-offs tonight or what?
That's it. I'm using rollers,
Right.
but I mean, it's difficult anyways with the wet in between the film and
a
all
lot
the
of mist and so on.
Yeah, that's it. It's very hard.
Very difficult, but I'll let you get back and sort yourself out for the rerun. And good luck. Hope you don't come off this time, obviously.
Thank you.
Good luck, Mark.
Right, is Stuart Robson for Coventry. Gate 2 is Jesper B. Jensen for Wolverhampton. Gate 3, the guest rider Paul Hurry for Coventry. Somewhat fortunate as Michael Carlson goes to the outside in the restart of heat number 10. Hurry a shade fortunate, left at the tape first time. Them into line. He does, he walks away now. And away they go, and look at the jet propel start for Jesper B. Jensen as he makes it to the tapes. Paul Hurry left at the back. Hurry hugging the inside. Look at the battle going on because Stuart Robson takes him wide now. But again, Jensen goes out front. Hurry's back in third. In second place and looking round is Stuart Robson. Coming through now into third place is Michael Carlson. It's all happening here. Hurry will have another go at the back. Stretching his lead down the back straight in blue is Jesper Jensen. At the moment it's going well for Coventry. For Wolverhampton.
That's right, Tony, and Stuart Robson in there holding on to that second place, which could be very, very crucial at the end of the match. Jesper Jensen's having a great ride again in this heat, now that things have got themselves sorted out.
Well, it did take some sorting out, and Jesper Jensen is set perhaps for his second heat victory of the night here in the blue helmet colours out front, going well in second place now in yellow, as Peter says, a vital second place this could be for Coventry, but ground being making by Michael Carlson in third place in the red helmet colours. The eclipse of Paul Hurry at the back is somewhat surprising, but that's a 4-2 in favour of the home team, who now open up a 2-point gap. They lead by 31 points to 29, and the rider in blue, Jesper Jensen there, his second heat victory of the night, and that could be a...
That great commentary. Let's go to our true professors of the sport. Peter Collins, Tony Millard.
I know, Peter Collins alongside me, more on that in a moment. Peter Carlson goes to the inside in red this heat 11. Scott Robson is the replacement for the absent Andreas Johnson in gate 2 for Coventry. Richard Jewell, the Wolverhampton reserve from Denmark, goes in gate 3, and the near immaculate Greg Hancock, the American for Coventry, goes from the outside. This is going to be tough, Peter. Peter, what do you think he was doing there? We'll have to produce the goods here in the yellow helmet colour alongside Greg Hancock in white. Peter Carlson and Richard Jewell going, of course, there in red and blue for the home team, Wolverhampton. Carlson trying to get a creep on the tape, but look at the ride from Greg Hancock from the outside. He jetted from the tapes. They won't catch him now. Greg Hancock out in front of Peter Carlson in second place. Moving into third is Richard Jewell. 3-all if it stays like this. At the back is Scott Robson as predicted, but Robson's making a battle. And look at Robson coming through inside Richard Jewell. And that could be a decisive move in this meeting at the back there. A brilliant turn by Scott Robson. Out front it's still Hancock leading Carlson all the way. There are 2 races here, PC.
Yes, Tony, when you get a match that's so close, those third places, that last point is so critical. Greg Hancock looks as though he's going to win this race, but Scott Robson's doing brilliantly to hang on to that third place point.
With just over a lap to go, it's Greg Hancock out front of Peter Carlson. 1 and 2 there. Scott Robson could get a vital third place here, but he's struggling at the moment to keep it online. Richard Jewell could catch him. Robson goes wide at the back. This is the battle we're watching here. It's absolutely brilliant riding by Scott Robson to hold off his man there. No doubt about the winner in wide out front, but Scott Robson does the business for Coventry to get third place here, and that levels it up once again. What a battle that was. 4 points to 2 in favour of the visitors from Wolverhampton. It's now 33 apiece with 11 heats gone and 4 to go.
Desperately wants to know how to start like that, don't you? You were saying, well, that was good.
make starts you.
Hey, we learned these guys are my heroes.
Oh, okay.
You tell him.
Oh, this guy can start better than all of us.
All right, well, fair enough. But that was a good start.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I nobody's really made it out of 4, as Kelvin just said, and I was sort of determined. I thought, oh, it's all or nothing here. I found a little spot, packed it down, and it just went nice. And
well, let's take a look at it again.
No problem. Yeah, I anticipated it a little bit, but then as I pulled back, I was off the gas a little bit, so the motor wasn't at full steam, and it just drove.
Yeah, it hooked up really good, because Peter on 1 there, you really needed to get across.
Exactly. I was afraid if he had a wheel on me that he'd take me for a ride in the first corner, but it didn't work.
Around Wolverhampton.
Around Wolverhampton.
Bit of a golden bike, though. You and Billy both riding it.
That's right. I mean, Billy had some electrical problems, so I ran my bike out there, let him have a shot at it, and shoot, it worked good. So
all day today, the anticipation was great for this meeting because the Wolves felt that they could put one over on you. You guys have got to win it, obviously, but there was a real feeling that this was going to be a ding-dong battle.
Well, this is quite a rivalry. I mean, it's as close. It's like a local derby, you know, the sort of Midlands area. And yeah, they always want to get one over us, and it really feels good when we get one over them. So everybody's out. It's cutthroat out there right now, but the conditions are tough. So it's the first man to the first corner is going to win, and we're doing it.
Well done again. I hear that Susie Perry's in the pits, and she's got Scott Robson.
Let her go.
Thanks, Jonathan. Well, Scott, a bit of a diamond ride for you there. We've not really seen that much of you this season, so well done for that one.
All right, thanks a lot.
No, we were just talking earlier, and you know that was a very important time for you to get those points. But your season has been a bit of a struggle, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've been struggling a lot, big time. So I came in mid-season, and then I just had a lot of trouble with my engines. Plus, I haven't been riding all that good neither. I was getting a new engine; it seems to be a lot better. So I've just got to get my act together and try and get some points in for the rest of the season.
Well, you certainly got them at an important time then. You must be. It must be great to be part of this team though, because they're a very up team, aren't they? They're very positive all the time, especially with the American influence. You know, all the guys around all the time, geeing everyone up, aren't they?
Yeah, it's good crack. I mean, it's just I feel sometimes I'm a lot like disappointed in myself because I'm sort of not getting any points, and I would feel better part of the team if I got points. I always feel as I'm letting them down a bit, but apart from that, it's real good team spirit. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, well done for that race. Very good. Jonathan, Calvin, it's some time.
And Sean Tacey replaces Scott Robson from the scheduled lineup for this Heat 12. Josh Larson goes on the inside in red for Wolverhampton. Sean Tacey, the reserve replacement for Coventry, Gate 2. Richard Jewell, the reserve replacement for Wolverhampton, goes from Gate 3. And Paul Hurry on the outside in white. That's the lineup. This is Heat number 12. And again, the second place to the third. So it's been mixed fortune for him, but problems. Oh, Oh, there's going to be a bit of tape touching there. Paul Hurry, I think it was, that touched the tapes there. And if that's how the referee reads it, yes, he has. Paul Hurry is excluded for touching the tapes. Paul Hurry it is that misses out, and he will either have to go from...
You're right, Tony, he was.
This is exactly where he went when he touched the tapes, but here we are. This is what has to happen. He is going from 15 metres back. The starting marshal up front gets the others in line. Our referee ups the tapes. Paul Hurry's delayed. In fact, they get a flyer on him as well, so he finishes up about 18 metres behind, and now he's got even more work to do, because going through is Richard Jewell and the two riders from Wolverhampton packing in front, because Jewell is in front of Josh Larson. Josh Larson slowing the man up on the inside in yellow, Sean Tacey. Tacey has work to do. Hurry is just about gaining because he has more space, but he has an awful lot of work to do, and this is going to extend to a 4-point lead in favour of Wolves as they go into the final 3 heats, and a mountain to climb for Coventry. But now, as they go in with 1 lap to go, it's the Coventry riders struggling at the back, and this is going to be a 5-1 in favour of the home team, because the rider in red there, Josh Larson, is going to take the checkered flag here. In second place, his teammate and partner in blue will have a lot to do as they're into the final lap now, with the 2 Coventry riders struggling at the back. There is Josh Larson round the top bend. Joe, look at this, coming off. It goes from bad to worse, but still they get the places. The man tumbling off is Sean Tacey. Coming through into 3rd place is Paul Hurry off that minus 15 metres mark. But Josh Larson will be happy with his efforts as a guest rider here for Wolves. And really, that extends the lead to 5 points to 1 there in favour of the home team.
Race, that's what matters.
Yeah, it's been a struggle all night. The track isn't the best it could be, but just got to keep plugging away and scoring the points.
How hard is it to come in as a guest and get yourself into the team and know what they're trying to do, because this is a desperate meeting for them in many ways?
As far as I go, I love riding here, so coming to Wolverhampton is just kind of like coming to my own track. Really.
Why this track?
It's similar to the tracks back home in America. It's real tight corners, long straightaways, and you got to really turn the bike hard, so I really like it a lot.
That's right. It seems to suit all you, Billy and Greg and yourself, and coming into a meeting like this, you felt confident.
Yeah, definitely. I'm usually here every week just to watch meetings too, so it's not like really going to an away track. I feel comfortable whether I'm here racing or just here to hang out with the guys.
Sure, but like coming into a team with Wolverhampton's pressure on them, you must have felt that a little bit in the changing room.
Yeah, a little. I mean, I'm in the same position with Eastbourne. We haven't had the greatest of years, and every meeting right now is a crucial one. So I don't know if it's good that they're winning here tonight, because that bumps us back down, but we're here to do a job, and I'll do the best that I can.
Well, you're doing a great job at the moment. Well done. You're keeping Wolves in it.
Gate 3 and Peter Carlson on the outside. It doesn't get much better than this, because the 2 Americans have won 5 heats between them. Pete would tie this up, would then be 39 all going into the final 2 heats, but we'll have to wait and see. Starting marshal Keith Kershaw marches away. Away they go on the inside there. In white is Hamill. He's got with him Billy Hamill in yellow on the outside. Hancock is relegated to 3rd place. Now the pressure is on, because moving into 2nd place is Peter Carlson. Now there's work to be done for Greg Hancock. Hamill is looking back for his teammate and partner. They're all looking back. They're trying to find where they are on the track. This is some race, because coming again will surely be Greg Hancock, but a great race by Peter Carlson in 2nd place.
Yeah, the inside's got pretty slippery. Peter Carlson is in there in 2nd, holding on to that. He's split the 2 Americans. Greg Hancock's in 3rd. Very slippery now around the middle. The fast line is on the edge of that dirt, but you've got to be very brave to go out wide.
Very brave indeed, but brave indeed is the man out front, Billy Hamill in yellow. His teammate can get nowhere near him. At the moment in blue in 2nd place there is Peter Carlson, but there, stretching it out, is Billy Hamill. Greg Hancock is struggling at the moment to even hold on to 3rd place, and that goes against the fall, but it will close the gap to 2 points as the checkered flag greets the race winner in yellow and black, Billy Hamill. It's a 4-2 in favour of the visitors from Coventry. It's now 40 points to 38. The Wolverhampton Wolves lead. Just 2 points in it with 2 heats to go. But the race winner, Billy Hamill, in the end had to battle on his own blue. It's Stuart Robson in white. It's Charlie Jader in red. And on the outside in yellow is Sean Tacey for Coventry. And this is a vital one for Coventry, because Wolves can get out of reach here, Peter.
Yes, it's just so
blue. Keith Kershaw, the starting marshal, just about to move away. Leaves it to our referee, Graham Flynn. Up go the tape to the flyer from the rider in red there. Charlie Jader picks it up. And now good work to do. But look at the action at the back there, because moving through into second place is Stuart Robson. But the cheers of the Wolves fans. Great a move by Richard Jewell to establish second place from the inside. And now the Wolves fans know that they are virtually certain of a win. But they're falling in yellow is Sean Tacey on the tapes. The referee's having to stop that. That could be a cunning move by the rider in yellow and black there, Sean Tacey, because his teammate was in third place, and Sean Tacey knows that they can only do better. And I just wonder there, PC, we'll have to look at that again. Sean Tacey wondering what happened here. His bike totally out of control, but the referee having no option but to do that. He excludes the rider in yellow, Sean Tacey.
Yeah, we can see that. This is Sean coming out of the corner. He's a lot of wheel spin coming out of the corner. When he comes onto the straight, the track is very grippy on the straights, very soft. That bike goes off on its back wheel like a bucking bronco, makes a great big hole in the fence. Very lucky to stand up from that crash with Sean Tacey. But again, we see it from a different angle. Totally lost the front wheel right over the back. And what a balancing act from that machine. Went over the line there, under the tapes, on the back wheel.
Well, Kelvin Tatum, Sean Tacey came...
Because it's not been a brilliant night for you, but it's been so difficult for everyone, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just really difficult conditions, and that's all or nothing. I was sitting there just spinning me bits off there, then the bike just took off without no control in between, and you know, the Wolves fans aren't very happy, but at least it gets them G'd up anyway.
Well, yeah, it's certainly been a big crowd, and they've stuck with it throughout the rain, which has been quite horrendous as the night gone. The rain's been a problem for everybody's machinery too, hasn't it? It's been getting into all the electrics and so on.
Well, this is it. I mean, everything just gets filled up with dirt, and you know, you can't see. I was fogged up on the start line there. You know, the referee should really rush these through a bit more, but you know, we've had a meeting that's been a bit different, and it's okay. We're all going on in one piece at the minute.
That's good. Glad to hear that, and you're still smiling, which is always nice. So. From a stand...
remaining in heat 14, the man who has to do the work here is Stuart Robson in the white helmet colours, because Sean Tacey excluded as the prime cause of the stoppage. Two Wolves men, Richard Jewell from the inside gate, and Charlie Way is made of, and they're enjoying this encounter. It's cut and thrust, it's wet, it's muddy, it's unpleasant for the riders, but they're still battling. The starting marshal moves away, up go the tapes and away, the white helmet colours in gate 2. Stuart Robson is battling, Stuart Robson picks it up, Stuart Robson's in the lead, exactly what he wanted to do. The meeting will go to the last heat if it stays like this. What a ride by Stuart Robson. Back in second place is Richard Jewell, back in third place, that is Charlie Jader. But if Robson can hold this, the whole picture could change, and Coventry's luck could be well and truly in here, PC.
Yes, Tony, Stuart Robson's done half the job. He's made the start, he's led round the first turn, he's now consolidating that lead, he's riding the safe line mid-track, he's looking quite steady, but I just hope that he can keep those wheels on the track, tyres on the ground.
If he can do that with a lap and a quarter to go, Coventry are very much in this with a chance of a win, and the two big Americans coming out in the final race. But look at this now as Robson goes into the final lap in front. Not popular with the Wolves fans, but in second place Richard Jewell, third is Charlie Jader. It will be 3 points apiece for this, and as it finishes now, he takes the checkered flag. It's 43-41 as we go into the final race, all to race for in the final lap. What a brilliant ride by this man, Stuart Robson. Look at the situation. Heat 14, the winner. The points are shared, and that was Larson on the inside. Greg Hancock, gate 2. Peter Carlson, gate 3. Billy Hamill on the outside. Remember, the men in red, Larson and Carlson, are racing for Wolves. This is heat 15. Remember, it's over 6 laps. A great battle in prospect. The two classy Americans, two former world champions in action for Coventry. Greg Hancock in white, Billy Hamill in yellow and black. Our starting marshal gets them up to tapes. Looking across, they're going to creep. Are they going to make it? Look at Hancock. Hancock is there, pursued by Peter Carlson. Coming through the inside is Hamill, and now the Americans are in the lead. But remember, it's 6 laps and anything can happen. Peter Carlson is in blue in second place for Wolves. If he can split them, he's got a chance. Team riding now by the Americans here, and they're going to have to do this with a vengeance, Peter.
This is right. This is what team riding's all about. They're both looking for each other, but they're really coming under pressure from Peter Carlson. They're both both covering the lines. One's on the inside, one's on the outside. Billy Hamill, Greg Hancock's looking across. You can see when they get to the middle of the corner, they automatically look back for the mate. There we see it again. That's what team riding's all about, Tony.
Josh Lawson struggling at the back. The two Americans out front, barring a mechanical accident, will surely have this in the bag with 3 laps gone. Brilliant team riding by these two former world champions. In white, Greg Hancock is out front, but credit to the man in second place, Billy Hamill, because they're doing this as a team. They're doing this as compatriots. And now Peter Carlson is left stranded. 4 laps have gone now. We're into lap 5. They are a lap and a half from victory for Coventry. The bonus point at issue as well. And Coventry will make a serious challenge for league honours if they win this one. They've come from behind with a lap to go. We're into the final lap now. Greg Hancock out front in white. Billy Hamill in yellow and black. The Coventry fans are already starting to cheer. The Wolves fans, well, they're downhearted now. In blue in third place, their man, Peter Carlson. But the Coventry fans raise the cheers. What a brilliant speedway race. What a brilliant exhibition of team riding by 2 of the world's best riders. They are absolutely elated. That was team riding with a vengeance. They have won the meeting now by 46 points to 44. Victory for the visitors from Coventry. The fireworks are flying. They've gone out with a bang. And the 2 Americans have shown, Peter Collins, just how good they are.
Fantastic. Both world champions. They've been world champions during the latter years of the 90s. We've seen them in all the Grand Prix. Fantastic riders. They've ridden their careers in Britain, mainly at the same tracks. And what an absolutely fantastic ride from them. Both knew exactly where the other wanted to be. They were both riding, team riding perfectly there, looking for each other, both covering the lines.
Well, the celebrations from the Coventry Bees, they're buzzing with a vengeance here, and now they know their team can win the league. What an exhibition in the final race. Remember, they never led from Heat 3 until they won it with Heat 15. A truly brilliant ride by 2 classic riders, 2 of the world's greatest riders, and there they're doing that in unison as well. What a brilliant exhibition of team riding. They're almost telepathic, these 2. They're almost brothers. They can't be anything else. The heat result was won by the rider in...
I mean, Bravo pulled it back for us in Heat 14. And, you know, it was up, you know, the pressure was on that one. Greg made a great first turn. I didn't make that good of a start, but he gave me enough room to where I was able to maneuver in between those boys, and took us home to a 5-1. It was great.
Well, Greg, we can show you your team riding in action. Let's take a look at you guys in action, and you can tell us how you do it.
Well, I made a really good start. I was a little worried Josh has been going well, but I made a great start and started depending on the line, but I saw Peter going around, so I just moved up to stop him, and luckily Billy made a good turn back there, came up the inside, and it just, from that point on, we just sort of tried to stay as close as we could and keep him filled full of dirt.
Yeah, sure. Did you feel that Peter might be able to put some pressure on you?
He's so, you can see him working, look at him milking the inside line. He's so good around this place, and he's known for nipping people up the inside. And, you know, normally when Greg and I are team riding, he's on the inside and I'm on the outside.
Right.
So it was a little unknown territory, but
sure.
It was great.
You looked like you were really enjoying it, actually.
Yeah. I think like
we started enjoying it right there.
Totally. But I think Robbo, he called it in Heat 14.
I was about to say, Stuart's right here as well, and you gave them the chance to set up this finale. What a great part you played as well.
It helped having the rear on there. It was a bit of bad luck for Sean falling off, but in a way it was good luck for the team. So yeah, I wasn't going to make the same mistake twice.
How important is tonight for you? You've had ups and downs, both of you in the Grand Prix and of course in the league, but tonight, you know, you're back right in where you need to be, guys.
Oh, exactly. What can I say? We said tonight we wanted to come in and go for the win. This gives us 3 points, boosts us up the league quite a bit, and really, I mean, without Brian, Paul Hurry had a little bit of bad luck, and
sure.
Andreas Janssen getting injured, we still fought, man, and you know, like we say, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
That's right.
Well, let's take a look at the league table. Poole and Kings Lynn both won tonight. Here's where Coventry end up. 4th place. You can see in terms of the matches where you are. Billy?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. Great team effort all around. Yeah. You know, it was tough. We lost Andreas Janssen earlier. Personally, last week's been great for me. I feel like I'm finally starting to get things together personally, and I'm going for it from here on out.
Yeah, you look like you're riding back to your best form, actually.
Thank you. I feel like I'm making progress now, and as I said, I'm just, you know, going for it.
I can see a smile on your face.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a nice compliment from Kelvin.
Well, you can all hands in the bath because you all need a big bath together. I'll let you go off and get yourself and get your mud off you. Well done. A big high five by all of the...
Andy Smith